Welcome back to our channel. Joy's just going to talk a little bit about her background and then I'll do a brief rundown on mine.
Hi there. I was basically born in through my mother and my grandmother, and my father was fiercely opposed. I was baptised at 16 and over the years spent many months pioneering and on special months that were dedicated to it as well, like prior to the memorial. We attended the district convention in Los Angeles in Dodger Stadium, and we thought that was quite an eye-opener. We saw so many people, huge stadium, and we also saw many outside who were very opposed to Jehovah's Witnesses, many apostates, and we thought that was appalling at the time. And then came 1975, and we believed that the organisation was spirit-directed, but that was the time we should have got out, when many people exited the organisation then. Prior to the Australian Royal Commission in 2012 to 2015, we had numerous things come up in the organisation in our life, and we thought it just didn't seem to gel with us. Something just wasn't right, and we investigated, and suddenly all our beliefs and hopes for the future came crashing down.
I think one of the things was we commented after the 2014 convention when they said you should do whatever the governing body says, even if it doesn't make sense from a human standpoint. And we thought, I can remember on the way home in the car, we said, well, if they told us to jump off a cliff, would we do it? It doesn't make sense, and we wouldn't do that. And we were both questioning that logic, but we never tied the dots together, did we?
No, we didn't. And then during the Australian Royal Commission, when Jeffrey Jackson was subpoenaed and made to answer many questions, what really amazed us and was the crucial point for us was that he said that our organisation was not spirit directed and the only channel of communication through God, and we believed all our life that we were the only ones directed by God, and we were just absolutely floored, and we thought, that's it, we're done. And really, and with the different YouTubes and that we've seen since then, it just seems like the fog is lifted and we're no longer blinded, and the relief has been amazing.
Yeah, and I think one of the things we noticed too when we were watching that Royal Commission was how they didn't actually answer the questions, and we thought to ourselves, that's interesting because we've never had our questions answered either, have we?
No.
You know, like when we've had a question about something, it's been just put aside. And like when I mentioned to one of my best friends that did he know about the Royal Commission, had he looked at it, and the first thing he said, oh, it's apostate liars. And I said, but have you ever looked? It's a government commission with a High Court judge and other commissioners who are judges, and it's a legal procedure. And he said, oh no, it's been photoshopped. And I said, no, I'm watching a live stream of it. It's the video is taking place in the court. It's being videoed. And he said, oh no, they can do a lot with green screens. And I looked at him as if to say, are you kidding me? Green screening Jeffrey Jackson, who's there on a video link, and you've got, I said, there's a stenographer sitting there typing in every word as they say it so that it can be kept as a record. You can just download that record. It's a document from the court. And he's like, no, it's all been green screened. And he was an elder that I used to have quite a lot of respect for. That respect went 0 to 0 in 10 seconds.
But that's the negative, and the organisation just doesn't work like that. And if it's not doctored or covered over in some way, it's leave it in God's hands, and that's the way it is if there's no answer. Yeah.
So that's a little bit about Joy's background. My background was very similar in many ways. My mother got sucked into the cult at about when I was 1 year old. My father was quite opposed initially, then he just sort of went with the flow later on. And
He liked the break of making you go to meetings.
yeah, he might have liked the peace when Mum and the kids went to the meetings, so he encouraged us to go. And I met Joy when I was about 19. Joy was 15. And so we were the first couple to get married in the Opotiki Kingdom Hall. And we lived in Tokoroa for many years, and then we moved to Hamilton. I was an elder for quite a few years in Hamilton. So we know a fair bit about the goings-on in the Jehovah's Witness organisation, and we know an awful lot now since we've actually started to do research, which is what we'd encourage everybody to do. Is when you're listening to us and you think, well, they're just maybe bitter and angry. Well, we're not bitter, we're not angry, we're actually quite a lot more chilled out and relaxed than we've ever been in our lives. But my advice to people is, when you're going to buy a new car, you don't just go to Ford's website or Holden's website and believe whatever you read there. The first thing you do is you go and check out, what do other owners of that model think of it? Do they have a lot of problems? Are they happy or not? And that'll give you the best info, because they are real, actual users. They've been there, done that, know the story.
And it's really funny, because this is what we encourage people to do when we were going from door to door, is to investigate, check it out, see that we're telling the truth. But of course, once you're in, you can't question, you're not allowed to question, and that's it. Becomes big problems.
Yep. So as one of the channels that we have watched quite a lot, XJW Critical Thinker says, I'd rather have questions that I can't answer than answers that I can't question. So that's where we're at. We're looking forward to doing a few more of these and giving you some insights into some of the things that have happened in our life of getting out of the JW cult. Thank you.
It's been great.
Awesome. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share this around. And if you've got any questions, please put them down below. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.